So, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Listen, this video is about 5 hours late, but it is a bank holiday weekend, so I'll be dropping them as soon as I'm up and eating and stuff like that for the next couple of days, back until the bank holiday is over. So, if you are expecting this at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, it will not be there. Just to give you the heads up. Also, the Premier League one will be the same. That'll be out as and when. And today it'll be out by about 1:30. I will be playing FIFA today, so make sure you come check that out on the gaming channel. That link is down below, so come and check that out. We're going to change up the team. We're going to go with Newcastle. You guys voted for Newcastle, so we're going to do a Newcastle career mode. I will not be cheating and using a financial takeover. Well, not yet anyway. We'll see how the first season goes. But yeah, do stick a thumbs up on the video. Follow the socials down below. And we're going to start talking about Mauro Icardi. He is on loan at PSG at the moment. Well, I say he's on loan. I think the contract's been terminated, hasn't it? And he's back. He'll be back at Inter Milan real soon. But listen, I've seen a lot of stories going around about him linked with a move as a swap deal for Aubameyang. I just want to read his stats out before I say anything else. 31 games in total for PSG this season. All as centre forward, 20 goals, 4 assists. Well, listen, I could probably get 20 goals and 4 assists playing for PSG. They tend to batter everyone, don't they? His record at Inter Milan, 219 games, 124 goals, 28 assists, which isn't too bad, to be fair. That's what, just under or just over 1 in 2. That is not a bad record. Not a bad record at all. He's 27 years old, so he's coming into his prime now, you would say. And by all accounts, Inter Milan don't want him. They don't basically want him. They're looking to offload him real quick. Since he's been there, he's had so many dramas with their fans. His missus, his girlfriend, she is also his agent, and they tend to cause a lot of dramas over in Italy. I'm going to give you a little timeline of some of the stuff that they've done. He moved from Sampdoria, obviously, in 2012-13 season. That's when he met his missus. And she was currently, at that time, married to his teammate, Maxi Lopez. So there's controversy number one. He stole a teammate's wife. Right. Controversy number two. There was the scandal between them all coming out, and then they went and got tattoos of each other's names. 2014, it was the Inter Milan Sampdoria was known as the Wonder Derby. Obviously, his missus is called Wonder, so it was known as the Wonder Derby. And it was mad. Maxi Lopez has requested that back then he requested that he didn't share pictures of their children on social media. So he didn't want Icardi to do that. He had a spat with the Ultras in 2015. They'd lost to Sassuolo 3-1, having earlier beaten them 7-0 earlier in the season. Now, Icardi got the goal to get them back to 3-1. He then went to put his shirt, he went over to the Ultras that were giving him grief. He threw the shirt into the crowd as like a bit of an anger thing. 2016, he then published his autobiography, revisiting the incident against Sassuolo. He called out the Ultras. His actual quote was, "It's a shame that the head Ultra flew over to him, took the shirt from his hands and threw it at me with disgust. In that instance, I was beside myself. I would have punched him for that bastard's gesture he just pulled." This is him talking about Ultras, you know. So I started to insult him, "Piece of shit, you act like a big man, you're all powerful, blah, blah, blah." And it just goes on and on and on. He then lost the captain's armband in 2019, in February. Brozovic liked to post on Instagram about the news of Icardi losing the captaincy to Handanovic. Ivana Icardi, Mauro's sister, who's not a fan of his missus, by the way, sent out a message saying, "My poor brother, why does he continue to allow this? In Inter, they don't allow these attitudes. If he had a serious person behind him who took care of him, this wouldn't happen." He then Obviously had the banner out against him saying you're just basically a bitch, is what it was saying. Get out the club, leave. Yeah, massive 65-foot banner. Imagine how our fans would cry if somebody pulled a banner out against one of our players. Our fans would be going, "You're so toxic and disrespectful." Yeah, try going to the ultras in Italy and seeing what they're saying. Yeah, because listen, it is different gravy out there, mate. Yeah, they will actively force you out the club. We've seen it with Napoli as well, where the Napoli ultras were turning up at the players' houses. Yeah, so I think in England, people sitting on social media platforms like myself and Twitter and stuff like that, I think that's kind of mild compared to what they do over in Italy. But he has gone on loan to PSG. He's done very well for PSG, but he is apparently going back to Inter. They don't want him. The fans don't want him. The manager don't want him. He is going to be leaving. Now, there is a whole host of clubs lining up to sign him because his goal scoring record is ridiculous. He is a very good striker. It's the baggage that comes with him. His missus, like I said, is the agent to him. And it's just a baggage that comes with him. It's like a circus that follows him around. I don't want him anywhere near Arsenal. If we're going to swap him for Aubameyang, then I suppose I'll have to change my mind, because if Aubameyang ain't going to sign a contract, we've got to get rid. I don't care whether that makes millions of Arsenal fans crying that we have to get rid of him and we only get rid of him for 30, 40 million quid or whatever. At the end of the day, I'm sick of players walking out of this club for nothing. If we had to get into a position where it's a case of, right, you're not signing, we can swap you for Icardi, then yeah, I'll take Icardi. If it was a case of we sell Aubameyang to someone else and then get Icardi, nah, not for me. Not for me. But if it was a case of let's swap him for Aubameyang before Aubameyang leaves, then yeah, I suppose we'd have to do it. And we'd have to accept that, because we've allowed this to happen yet again. But I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think on it. I mean, like I said, it's just a baggage train with these two. And when you take on him, you bring on his missus as well. She's the agent. She's the one putting the strings in the background. It's caused family feuds. It's caused feuds with ultras. It's caused so much drama over in Italy. He hasn't had any drama in PSG, but as soon as the whole virus thing came out, bang, contract, they terminated it. And I think he is back in Italy. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I don't want him unless we have to swap him for Aubameyang. And let's be real here, right? They've got Lukaku up front. Is Icardi going to score more goals than Lukaku? Probably not. Yeah, and that's not being a mug about it. Lukaku's smashing it in Italy. Like, literally the fastest goal scorer in their history, or the fastest player in their history to hit 20 goals for Inter Milan. Think of the players they've had: R9, Crespo, Icardi again, Paulo Sousa. They've had some sick class footballers over the years, and Lukaku's the quickest to 20 in the club's history. So listen, Conte don't want Icardi. He'd take Aubameyang. He's building a team that can challenge for a title. Aubameyang and Lukaku up front would probably be better than Icardi and Lukaku up front. I've seen people saying that Icardi fits our style of play, and other players don't necessarily fit our style of play. I'd love you guys to tell me what our style of play is, because as far as I see, we haven't really got a style of play. We don't dominate possession. We don't dominate games. We don't do anything at the moment. Obviously, we're not playing at the moment, but when we were, what was our style of play? We're trying to press, but you can only do that for so far with players that are not physically up to it. So leave it all in the comment section down below. Would you take Icardi? If so, would you do it as a swap for Aubameyang if he doesn't sign? And what is our style of play? I'd love for somebody to tell me what our style of play is. But leave it down below. The Premier League video will be out shortly, in the next hour or so, and I'll be going live on FIFA on the gaming channel down below. Go and subscribe to that. And yeah, I'll be live on that. Newcastle career mode. Why, your Jordi Fugas. Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. At least we got Saint Maximin. We got a quick winger. That's what we need. We need pace. But yeah, come join in on that. And I'll be live on the gaming channel about 1:30 as well. So I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.